Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ashraf Aiman. Basically, my matrix number is 262475. Today, I want to talk about introduction of the stakeholder. Let me tell you briefly about the stakeholder. Stakeholder is a party that has interest in a company that can either or be affected by the businesses. It means that the stakeholder has influence to be affected in the businesses or company. For the primary stakeholders, for example, is investors, employees, consumers, and supplier. For secondary stakeholder is people or entities that who do not engage in direct economic transaction with the corporation. It means that secondary stakeholders is did not direct contact with the company, while primary stakeholder have direct contact with the company. Secondary stakeholder, for example, is local communities, local workforce boards, activities group, business support group, and media, government. That's all.
Thank you to Ashraf. So, I am Siti Ransha bin Zulkifli. My matric number 24712. And I will continue the presentation with the function of primary stakeholder in order to preparing for a successful convention event. So, let's go. So, who is the primary stakeholder in event management? Primary stakeholder is the people or entities that engage in direct economic interaction with an organization. It is very vital for an organization because these stakeholders is important for its continued survival. An organization need to make sure that it's map the primary stakeholder very effectively so that will meet their requirement and also they will act accordingly to their respective demands. Example of primary stakeholders include shareholders, employees, customers, suppliers, vendors, and business partners. Shareholders is category of primary stakeholder that provide capital to keep the firm afloat and also the project afloat. When they are unsatisfied with the event strategy or direction, they might have the direct influence on its perspective. Most organizations deal with the shareholder needs by addressing them internally. Many people thinking that shareholders and stakeholders are one and the same, but actually they are not. A shareholder is an owner of a hotel as determined by the number of shares they own. Meanwhile, a stakeholder does not own part of the hotel, but it has some interest in the performance of the hotel, just like the shareholder. Next is function of employee. They are the key of stakeholder because they create the goods and services for the event, and also the quality of their work has a direct impact on the customer support. The employee benefit financially from the hotel continued performance and also the success. Strategic management of employees is crucial. Other than that, this employee is very important since they are the ones that will preparing the venues, setting up chairs, and also the stage for the event. They also will working as usher and also operating cash register. So employees is one of the most important part in order to make the event to be a successful event. Next is function of suppliers and vendors. They and the company they sell to benefit directly from the revenue generated from sale and also the services. They can contribute the resources, material, and in many cases also advertise that does not exist in the house with the event. They can improve a company ability to meet the customer and also the shareholders' need for the convention events. They are very important, especially in terms of food and also the equipment. 5 types of suppliers in this case are such as photographer and videographer, caterer, sommeliers, florists, and also the party suppliers. Every customer or every guest must have their own memories with their friend when attending the convention event. So photographer and videographer is important parts. Other than that, caterers also important. This is because they need to provide a good food, a complete meal for the guests that attend the convention event. For the florists, this is because in some convention event, they need to create a design or decoration, a good decoration for the convention event. Last part is the function of customer in convention event. Customer depend on the company to supply a product or services, according to Melanie J. Martin in 2019. A customer is an individual or business that purchases another company's goods or services. For convention event, hotel actually can gain the revenue from customer that or guests that attend for the events. The customer will support the hotel with every event booking that they make, and customer also will help guide the direction of the events on how they want the convention event is going. Other than that, they will also share their opinion and also experiences with the customer service department. This will happen after the convention event happen or is being held. From this, actually the event manager for the event that held can improve on their management on how they conducting the events.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Aina Sofia binti Asniza. My matric number is 26451. I will be presenting about the function of secondary stakeholders in preparing a successful convention event. The concept of secondary stakeholders is less clear compared to primary stakeholders. Secondary stakeholders are those individual, groups or entities that are invested in the social transaction of an organization. There are a broad number of secondary stakeholders depend to the organization, and identifying them might be difficult unless they actively vocalizing their concern. Secondary stakeholders' power level usually has relationship with their social investment in the event organizing process. Even though the secondary stakeholders do not have immediate interest in an event organization's action, they can still have a significant impact and influence over an organization's decision making. While secondary stakeholders are rarely dependent by the organization, they can still exert power over it. According to study by RATE, secondary stakeholders that can be identified in event organization are government, host community, general business, media and tourism organization. However, in this presentation, I will focus on the functions of government, media and tourism organization in preparing for a successful convention event. Firstly, the function of government in preparing the convention event. Government authorities are frequently concerned with preserving organizational compliance rules and fair labor standards. This group of stakeholders is an important local partner at the destination level to facilitate the smooth running of the convention event. Furthermore, the government might also sometimes function as the financer of an event. They assisted activate concerned public agencies such as the police, health, medical team, immigration department, and airport authority by sponsoring publicity and other materials required at the event venue. Besides, a convention event also need government authorities for technical compliance. This is because in order to organize a successful event, it is important to obey the law and standard policy in convention event management. Therefore, in order to secure the essential approval and services, the event organizer needed to have good working relationship with them. State and local government entities are very powerful secondary stakeholders that may not become closely involved with an organization until they vocalize concern over discrepancy. Because governmental entities have tremendous power, it is critical for the event organization to meet their demands and desires. Next is the function of media. The secondary stakeholders under media category are the mouthpiece of the event. For mass media, it is typically consists of local and international journalists, bloggers, and broadcasters. They are actually a part of marketing strategy in an event organization too. They are in charge of providing publicity and media coverage through press release, media briefing, and performer press conference for an event. Especially when the event takes place, they will do live broadcast and attract other audience to join the convention event online or joining other events organized by the same organizer in the future. For example, the national radio and television station was invited to give live coverage of the event as well as on-site announcer at the event. However, the reliance on mass media has decreased as a result of the emergence of social media, because social media provide a platform and channel where an event organizer can showcase the event. Last but not least, the function of tourism organization. As event management is closely related to hospitality and tourism field, it is undeniably that tourism organization also plays role in organizing a successful event. Tourism organization consists of travel agency, airlines, hotels, ground transport. They function as promoter of the event. For example, when the event organizer do collaboration with any tourism organization, specifically travel agency, the travel agents can promote the event by putting it under the travel package for the tourists involved. As a result, the tourism organization involved can increase the number of audience of the event with opportunity to increase their business revenue too. This is why tourism organization are an important stakeholders in organizing a successful event.
For the conclusion, stakeholders have an important role for a number of reasons. They are vital to primary stakeholders since the businesses rely on their capacity to collaborate toward the company's objective. For the secondary stakeholder, on the other hand, can have indirect impact on the firm. It means that secondary stakeholder did not engage fully to the firm. Customer, for example, can alter their purchasing habit. For the supplier, they can alter their manufacturing and distribution methods. And for the government, they can alter their laws and regulation. Finally, maintaining primary and secondary stakeholder relationship is critical to a company's long-term success. Every organization, businesses, company has various stakeholders attached to it in one or another way. This stakeholder differs in terms of the amount of influence, since they have over the company based on the distinct position.